Hello GCSE students, so today's little revision lesson is on energy and energy sources. So you need to know about aerobic and anaerobic energy production and their use in different physical activities and sport. So we have two ways of creating energy for the body. The first way is aerobic. Now aerobic uses oxygen. I think this is aerobic, oxygen's in the air, and uses oxygen for energy production. When we use aerobic respiration, it works when we're working for a long period of time at a moderate pace with not high intensity. So basically your type 1 muscle fibers are the ones that are being used for aerobic activity. So generally a lot slower. Examples would be long distance running, long distance cycling. If football would use the aerobic system to keep playing for the whole game, and that would happen for games players. The other system is the anaerobic system. Now, the anaerobic system is when you're working too intensely that there's not enough oxygen present to fuel this system. Okay, so no oxygen is present. The anaerobic energy system works when we're working at high intensity for short periods of time. An example for this would be a 100-meter sprint, an explosive activity such as a shot put, a high jump, a long jump, anything explosive. So for a football player, as an example, if you're a football player and you sprint for the ball, that would be anaerobic. But lasting the whole game would be aerobic. So in lots, especially game sports, you use both the aerobic and the anaerobic energy system. Now, where do we get the energy from to work? So we know we get oxygen, we need something else as well. We'll start with fats. Fats are a source of energy used in the body. However, fats can only be used aerobically. So when you work aerobically for long periods of time, you can use fats for energy because they require oxygen to be broken down into glucose to then be used, but it takes time. Carbohydrates, on the other hand, can be used by both the aerobic and the anaerobic energy system. So when we're working aerobically and anaerobically, carbohydrates are used and broken down to create energy. Why is this a good question? Well, one of the questions we get asked in this is, would a shot putter need fat in their diet? Well, they actually wouldn't need fat in their diet or much fat. Obviously, fat contains some vitamins and minerals, but they wouldn't need a high amount of fat because for throwing a shot put as far as they can, they would not use fats to fuel that. They would only be able to use carbohydrates. Okay, so the equations: glucose plus O2 equals CO2 plus water, H2O, plus heat plus energy. Okay, so this is aerobic energy. Okay, on the other hand, we have a different equation, which is not on the board here. All we do is see at the bottom. So, lactic acid. Lactic acid is what's produced as a byproduct when we work anaerobically. Well, actually, whenever we break down carbohydrates, we produce lactic acid, but it only really starts to build when we start to feel it when we're working anaerobically. So, glucose produces lactic acid plus energy. Now, without oxygen being present, lactic acid will build up, will accumulate, and it will start to make the muscle feel sore and feel tired. And eventually, it will cause a drop in performance and actually will make you have to stop because the pain is too much. Think about when you're sprinting, that pain in your legs that you feel when you're sprinting for as long as you can, that pain is the lactic acid building up. And that's because you're working anaerobically. If you're working aerobically, lactic acid will not build up enough because the oxygen will break it down, so lactic acid will not affect your performance. Okay, so in a very, very quick summary, two systems, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic uses oxygen for energy, long distance events. Anaerobic cannot use oxygen, does not use oxygen because we're working too high, the intensity is too high, so we cannot use oxygen. When we work anaerobically, we produce lactic acid.